If you have ever thought history was just, a bunch of dusty old textbooks and endless memorization, well, get ready to completely change your mind. Over the next few minutes of this explainer, we're mapping out your entire adventure through the St. Paul U.S. history curriculum. We're going to look at the big picture of where we've been, exactly where we're going, and how you're going to master this incredible story.
So let's dive right in with a massive question. How did colonization create both new opportunities and deep conflicts? Posing a question like this right off the bat proves that this course isn't about just reciting dates. It's about investigating real, messy, and compelling stories. You're going to be acting like actual historians this year, examining that intense tension between what really happened and the stories we've always been told.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, your U.S. history journey. Second, Unit 1 on early conflicts. Third, forging an American identity. Fourth, the leap from the Civil War to modernity. And fifth, your course tools and materials.
Section 1. Your U.S. history journey, mapping out the 11-unit school year.
You're going to be moving at a really brisk, exciting pace of about 3 to 4 weeks per unit. Starting off with Unit 1, we cover prehistoric North America and colonization. That logically triggers Unit 2, where we dive into the American Revolution and the drafting of the Constitution. By Unit 3, you're exploring how a very young nation tried to figure out its own identity, which, as you'll see, directly sparks the incredible tensions of the Civil War in Unit 4 and leads straight into the incredibly complex process of Reconstruction in Unit 5.
And then we zoom right into the 20th century. Units 6 through 11 carry us from America's rise as a global power right into the dramatic highs and lows of the Jazz Age and the Great Depression in Unit 7. And actually, for Unit 7 Lesson 3, you aren't just going to read about the Depression, you'll be doing a very focused mini-project comparing the specific policy choices of Presidents Hoover and Roosevelt. You'll literally be evaluating their evidence, their intended effects, and the actual community impact. It's totally hands-on. From there, we move into 2 world wars, the intense politics of the Civil Rights era, and ultimately wrap up with the technological challenges of the modern era.
Section 2. Unit 1. Early conflicts. From prehistoric America to a new nation.
In your very first 3 weeks, one of your absolute main goals is going to be serious myth-busting. We so often hear this really comfortable mythology of harmony and religious piety regarding early America, right? Well, you'll be comparing that narrative directly against historical facts. You'll use primary evidence to uncover the highly rational, sometimes really harsh realities, including the tragic roots of transatlantic slavery and the deep systemic conflicts that actually shaped the colonies.
Section 3. Forging an American identity, expanding and dividing.
Now let's fast forward slightly to Unit 3. Think about this. How did the United States define itself while expanding and dividing? This essential question is going to anchor your thinking for 4 whole weeks. You'll study how rapid territorial growth sparked these incredible reform movements, but simultaneously caused massive social and political friction. I mean, how do you hold a country together when it's growing at warp speed and everyone has completely different ideas of what it should even be?
A huge part of answering that involves manifest destiny. That's the powerful 19th century belief that U.S. expansion throughout the American continents was entirely justified and totally inevitable. You are going to evaluate this concept deeply, seeing how this one belief literally shaped the physical map of the nation, pushing borders westward while tragically setting the stage for major conflicts with Native American populations and neighboring territories. And this creates a fierce internal tug-of-war. On one side, you've got nationalism, bringing people together with a powerful sense of unity and pride. But on the other side, sectionalism is tearing them apart with this intense loyalty to local or regional interests. You'll compare early political parties constantly weighing these opposing forces. This exact tension, the nation as a whole versus regional interests, is exactly what pushes the country to the absolute breaking point.
Section 4. Civil War to Modernity, the Road to the 21st Century.
So, all that sectional tension we just talked about, it ultimately erupts into the Civil War. And from there, the curriculum just catapults you toward rapid modernization. You'll analyze the sheer devastation of the Civil War, the immense complexities of Reconstruction, the tragic dispossession of Native American lands, and then the explosion of massive industrialization and urbanization. This whole chaotic transformation is what ultimately sets the stage for America's rise as a global power in 2 world wars. Moving into the final stretch, Units 9 through 11, you'll evaluate an era of unbelievable domestic and global shifts. You'll dive into the nuclear tension of Cold War politics. You'll study the vital protests and crucial battles of the Civil Rights Movement, the feminist movement, and the heavy controversies surrounding the Vietnam War. Ultimately, you'll arrive right at the modern era,
analyzing how technological change, globalization, and historical biases shape the exact world you're living in today.
Section 5. Course Tools and Materials, equipping you for success. Now, you are definitely not navigating this massive historical journey alone. You have access to some incredibly robust custom tools. Let's go back to that Unit 7 Lesson 3 Hoover versus Roosevelt mini-project for a second. When you're tackling that, you can use the unit study guides to nail down key vocabulary, like welfare or interventionism. You can check the FAQs to clear up a common misconception, like the myth that Roosevelt's New Deal just magically ended the Depression overnight. You'll even have access to at least one project model to see what a great comparison looks like, plus mind maps and review quizzes with detailed answer explanations to make sure you're on track.
To make your learning super efficient, we highly recommend this simple 3-step process. Step 1, explore the visual summary to get the big picture. Step 2, dive into the study guide for the specific details. And Step 3, do a brief student check by testing yourself with the review quizzes. Following these steps ensures you hit the project success criteria every single time, which means you'll be able to ask a focused question and draw a truly reasoned conclusion based on solid historical evidence.
So, are you ready to step past the myths and discover the true, unfiltered story of American history? Remember, history isn't just a boring list of events trapped in the past. It is the absolute foundation of everything happening around us right this second. Every modern debate, every triumph, and every conflict has roots you are about to uncover. So, as you look at the world today, ask yourself, are we still fighting the exact same battles they fought a century ago? Get ready, because it's time to start your investigation.